And yeah, really exciting title, Platform Engineering and InnerSource Separated Twins finally reunited. It looks like a movie title. Okay. But yeah, what we will discuss here is, yeah, we have InnerSource that's been here for quite a few years, and we have Platform Engineering, which is really, the new cool kid on the block. And let's see how those two maybe overlaps can help each other. We will cover it all. So the questions will be in the chat, and I will answer them after. Don't be shy, please. Discuss everything, and I guess we can also continue the discussion later on the Slack channel. Um, a little bit about myself, even if there was already a really nice presentation about myself. I wonder who wrote this bio. It's probably Gus, no? Anyway, let me introduce me again. So I'm Sebastian, but you can call me Sebi. I live in the southeast of France, on the French Riviera. I'm half French, half Dutch. That's why I have this weird English accent. Currently, I'm in Krakow in Poland because I'm there for DevOps Poland. I'm delivering a talk this afternoon about MCP, and I'm also running a workshop on Friday about platform engineering. I'm a Java developer, but my current role is developer advocate or developer relation engineer. um, Basically, my job is to make developers happy. Okay, and it's all in the title DevRel, developer relation. What I would like to do is building relationships with developers from the community, from the customers, from prospects, from yeah. I'm currently working at Port, an internal developer portal. You will see some of it at the end because there are some there are some connections there. But since we are talking about InnerSource, I worked for 10 years at Red Hat. And at Red Hat, it was inner open source by design. Everything was open. And I help quite a lot of companies, big companies, to implement InnerSource as well. Beside that, yeah, I love the game Half-Life. I don't know if you know this game, but it's the best game ever. And I love cats. I have 5 cats myself. If I was presenting from from my home office, there will probably be 1 or 2 cats around me, but now I'm in my hotel room, so no cats. Anyway, let's get into the topic of today. Uh, so, first of all, we have platform engineering. So what is platform engineering? I could talk the whole day about that, but to keep it simple is to make your developers autonomous, self-sufficient, streamline what they can do. And it's been there for quite a while now, but it's really gaining a lot of attention lately. And at the same time, we have the inner source. What is InnerSource? InnerSource is implementing the open source principles inside your organization. Okay, you all know that if you are joining this call probably, but let me, recap that. It's all about contributions, helping other projects, and just implementing open source principles, which are so powerful. But there's an overlap there between platform engineering and InnerSource. What is this overlap? This overlap is about empower developers. Okay, they both have the same goal, but um, platform engineering came a bit later with a different agenda than InnerSource, to be honest. Okay, but we will see that there's some overlap and that they can support each other, and I want to cover that in this talk. Let me go to the next one. Let's start with InnerSource about the contributing part, because it's all about contributing in InnerSource. I work in a company, in an organization. I'm in a team A, but if InnerSource is implemented correctly, I can contribute to any other project that are in different teams, okay? And I am team A, I can contribute to team D. Team D contributes to team C, which can contribute to team A. Okay, it's super super powerful, and yeah, once you have that in place, you can really see the results. It's great. Okay, but then we come to platform engineering. We a lot more and more companies are starting to implement platform engineering inside their organization. And um, one of the most important thing in platform engineering is the the way how you design your team topology. Okay, let me go back. Team topologies, there's a book about it. If you haven't read this book, I really recommend you to read this book, or just go on their websites. There's some nice recaps, some nice diagrams. But basically, it's a book. It's from 2019, so it's already 6 years old, but it's still really, really relevant. And they explain if you want to empower your developers, having a fast flow. Okay, there's also a conference from the team topology people. They have a conference called Fast Flow. It's all about making the flow faster. And basically, what do you have? You have the stream aligned teams, which are the teams building the features, the core features of the company. And then you have the platform team that, well, make you available the internal developer platform for the developers. So they streamline the libraries that you can use, the processes that you can use, the CI/CD, etc. You have some you have the complicated subsystem team. That are the teams that are maybe working on the security part or really specific areas that are going across the whole organization, but they're really specialized. And the platform team and the enabling team that you see here will make it easy to spread that through your organization. So the enabling team is like an internal advocacy team. They collect the feedback from the Streamline team and they report that back to the platform team to make the platform better. Okay, so how can we implement InnerSource inside this kind of topologies? Because there's a, a little paradox there, and that I will explain. Of course, the platform team, and when I say the platform team, most of the time it's just not one team, it's several teams. Okay, a few weeks ago, I was visiting Sonar Source, and they have like four platform teams. I have the on-premise platform team, the cloud platform team, the front-end platform team, and another one that I just forgot. But most of the time, it will be more than one team, but they are considered as the platform team. And there, it's pretty easy to implement the inner source principle because it's like a little startup inside the organization. So it's really easy that to make contribution between the different teams. Then you have the enabling team as well, this internal advocacy team that collect feedback. And they can contribute based on the feedback they receive from the Streamline teams. They can contribute back to the platform team. Okay. They can also contribute to the Streamline teams for some teams that have maybe some more specific requirements or flows that doesn't fit into the platform team. The enabling team can help and participate and contribute to those Streamline teams. Okay, but the Streamline team, they are the consumers, the main consumers of the platform team or of the platform product, okay, the IDP. I said it, product, okay? And here's the paradox. If you want to implement platform engineering inside your organization, you have to treat your internal developer platform as a product. That is one of the most important things. But that's it. If you consider that like a product, you have a well-defined domain and you have users that are consuming your platform. And just take as example any SaaS company, they try to provide the best experience to their users, but they are not really open to contributions. It's really rare that you can contribute as a user to your SaaS product. And and that's a paradox because we should make sure that your internal developer platform should also be open for contribution, even if it's a product. Okay. Um, I, Again, I could spend the whole day talking about how do you build a quality internal developer platform. Okay. The 7 C's. So that's based on the 4 C's of a diamond: color, shape, color, and cut. I think that are the four. Okay. Um, this comes from the excellent book from Gregor Ott, which is called Platform Strategy. I will share the links in the Slack, but it defines the 7 C's of making a quality platform. I don't have time to go off all of them, okay? But it's really interesting. Please, if you have the chance to read this book, um, it's really a reference. If you are into a bit of platform engineering, please read this book. But there's this one, connectness, okay? This one is really important. Yes, you should treat your platform as a product, but it should be open. It should be open to connect easily uh, different parts of your IT infra, like maybe your legacy apps, the new SaaS vendors that you are using, but also connected means it should be open to contribution from other teams. And I think that's the biggest challenge right now in platform engineering, to make it possible to open your platform to contribution from your basically from your stream aligned teams. Okay, so that's a paradox. And I'm sure we will at one point find a way of making that happen. Sorry, there's a lot of noise here. I hope you don't hear it. I think they're cleaning the room just like next to me. Anyway, but in the same time, we have this paradox, but I believe that your platform is your inner source reactor. Why is that? Because again, platform engineering is all about empowering developers, making them autonomous, making them able to have self-service. And that matches exactly what InnerSource wants to do with contribution. If you make your developers autonomous enough, and at the same time, platform engineering make sure that everything is streamlined, well, it can help you to implement InnerSource inside your organization. So just to be really honest, this slide has been generated by Gemini. I just discovered this feature a few weeks ago and say, hey, let's give it a try. So you can really recognize here that it's a generated image, but he did a pretty good job. I just set a prompt, hey, can you create a slide about telling how platform engineering can be a reactor for your inner source? And he created that, and it's pretty accurate. So your platform acts as an inner source central. We will come back on that. Platform engineering is all about unifying different data sources and make it in a coherent domain model. That's that's the I think the most important stuff in platform engineering, and it will help a lot for you to implement inner source. Okay. Let me go to the next slides. Let's take one example. One example of inner source is, hey, I'm in team A. I would like to contribute to a project that lives in team B. Because yeah, I had some ideas and they need some help. Maybe documentation is lacking, or they need some new test, or I have a feature in mind that I would love to implement. The thing is, well, they have a pretty specific tech stack, a lot of stuff to do. So before I can start contributing, I can lose a lot of time setting up my development environment, getting the right cloud resources to start contributing. And Yeah, that's a risk because if I spend because I'm doing that beside my other core work I'm doing, but if it takes me, I don't know, 2 or 3 days to set up an environment to start being able to contribute, well, maybe I will just stop with it and not contributing. Okay, and that is true for any organization. Platform engineering can help you with that. They know all the details, all the common requirements, the CI/CD flows, they connect everything together, and they can make it really easy for you to make your onboarding on a new project really easy. In a few clicks, you can have your environment up and running, and you can start working on your contribution because, yeah, that's the most important. You want to spend time on your contribution and not spending time setting up the environment. And platform engineering can help you with that. And I will show you some demo at the end, how you could make that happen. A unified platform domain model. That's really, really the most important thing in platform engineering and which can really benefit to InnerSource. Let me explain. Basically, you as a company, you are dealing with a lot of stuff. As a developer, I remember back in 2004 when I started my career as a Java junior. Okay, the only thing I had to care about was I had my Eclipse open, I had my Java class open, and I was coding and I was committing that to CVS or Subversion, and that was all. Okay, but yeah, IT shifted a bit. We had the whole cloudification, we had the whole microservices, and yeah, a developer today has quite a lot of cognitive load on him because we also ask him to know how to, we ask him to be able to create a container based on his code. We ask him to manage pull request or merge request if you're using GitLab. You have to implement the GitOps principles, or you have to know a bit how Argo CD apps, Argo CD works or Flux, depending on what you choose. There's a big chance that your workload will end up in Kubernetes. And by the way, your internal developer platform, your base platform should be Kubernetes. That is really an opinionated view, but yeah, that's my view. But anyway, that means that the developer also needs to know how to use Kubernetes. You need to know how kubectl works, what a namespace is, what a pod is, I don't know, what a service, what a Kubernetes service is, a lot of things, okay? And platform engineering, what they try to do is take all of those components and try to create an abstraction for the developer and put that inside a platform, okay? They can bring together, that's the most powerful thing of platform engineering. They can bring together stuff that doesn't belong together. They can bring that together and create a domain model which makes sense for your platform. So how do you do that? There are a lot of different ways. I have some opinions on that. Again, I think that your domain model should be represented inside your Kubernetes cluster using custom resource definitions, because that's the most powerful feature of Kubernetes. Everyone say, hey, Kubernetes is to orchestrate containers. That's true. It's really good at it. But the most impressive and powerful feature of Kubernetes is the fact that you can extend its API by using custom resource definition. And by using that, you can bring together concepts that don't live together, but which makes sense for your platform. And you can bring them together in your platform. Okay. So, and that will help you implementing your inner source strategy inside your organization. Why? Let's take some of the inner source patterns and let's see how platform engineering can help with that. Checking small time check. There we go. Okay. Um, Self-service. Okay, that's something really important. As a developer, if I want to request, I don't know, a managed database like MongoDB, or I need a Kubernetes environment, I need access to an S3. I don't want to, and that can be part of the onboarding that I told you. Um, to contribute to this project, I need a MongoDB instance. Okay. If I need to create a ticket and maybe wait 1 week before I got my MongoDB instance, well, maybe I won't contribute to this project. But if I can go on a portal, and we will go back on the portal and do click, 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 and after a few seconds, I get my MongoDB instance, well, that makes a whole difference. And again, platform engineering make that possible. How you exactly implement self-service, again, I could have a lot of talks around that, but there are a lot of different strategies. Again, my preferred one is is using CRDs and the operator pattern in Kubernetes, which make the creation of self-service features really easy for your platform. Anyway, self-service, let's go. Applying inner source patterns with platform engineering. There we go. We will go through different patterns. And when I gave this talk, it was funny last month at the BBC because Tom and oh, now where I forgot the name from the other guy from GitHub. They presented some of the patterns as well, and it was really nice because I am going to present other patterns, and so it was a really complete overview of the different patterns that you have in InnerSource. But I just picked some of the patterns that resonate for me, and I say, hey, yes, that is where platform engineering can really help. Let's start with the first one, the repo activity score. Okay, so if you go on the website of InnerSource or on the GitHub page, you get all the information. But basically, it's to make InnerSource a success inside your company. It must be easy for someone to be able to choose to discover on which kind of project he could contribute. Okay. Oh, this project is lacking of documentation and I could help with that, but he needs to know that. And how can he know that? By creating scorecards. So here it's called repo activity score. In platform engineering, we are talking about scorecards. And again, because of the power of bringing all this different information together in one consolidated domain model, you can create some kind of scorecards where a potential contributor can just see, hey, this project needs some help. Let's go there. And then he clicks there. And because he has self-service, in a few clicks, after a few minutes, he's able to start contributing to this project. Okay, so repo activities court, really nice pattern, and platform engineering make it really easy for you to create, to implement this pattern. Next one, common requirements. Okay, and it's all about common sense. When you start contributing to a project, maybe you have some requirements like if it's a Java project, maybe I'm only allowed to use Java 17 or Java 21. Okay, between those two. But how do I know that? How can we streamline those requirements to the potential contributors? Again, platform engineering is about centralizing all this kind of information. And when you will perform a self-service action, like, hey, I want to start contributing to this project, they will tell you, okay, you can only use those libraries. You can use maybe this MongoDB, but only in those region. Okay. So again, platform engineering make it really easy for you to implement the pattern of common requirements. Standard release process, and it's more or less related to this one as well. I remember, so I was talking with some people at a conference, and I was talking about platform engineering, and we were talking about CI/CD. So that's a really important pattern that you have to implement when you're starting building your platform. You have to have a streamlined CI/CD flow, so continuous integration, continuous deployment. And the reality in your organization will be that maybe you have probably a CI/CD, but most of the time you will have several different options. I remember this guy telling me, hey, yes, we are using Jenkins, but I think we have 5 or 6 different Jenkins instances. And every time I'm not sure which one I should use because each team has its own Jenkins with a different kind of plugins. And this other team, they are starting using GitHub Actions now, okay, which is nice also, but I'm a bit lost. And again, platform engineering, the platform team, with the help of the enabling team, they will decide on one standard release process. Okay, we are using this kind of Jenkins, or we are moving everything to GitLab pipelines, for instance. Okay, and we will make it really easy for you. Okay, we will remove a lot of the cognitive load from you because, yeah, basically all you have to do is commit your code. If you have implemented, for instance, GitOps in the right way, we come back to the situation of 2004 when I started, where I just write my code and I push it, and then the platform teams will manage this code and redirect that to their defined standard release processes. Okay, so again, this pattern with the help of platform engineering can be implemented quite easily. And then we come to the last one, my preferred one. You might wonder why, is in the source pattern, the portal. You should have a portal to implement your inner source strategy, which makes totally sense. Um, Again, because an internal developer portal is part of your internal developer platform, which is part of your platform and platform engineering strategy. Okay, it makes totally sense. A portal is having catalogs. Okay, which services can I use? Which containers are in my internal registry? What are the best practices for starting a new Java project? What are the best practices to contributing to this specific project? All this kind of information can live inside a portal. Okay. I know for now on the inner source patterns, there's a reference implementation. Well, no, there's an example using the SAP portal, which is nice. I'm going to show you, of course, because I work for Port, which is an internal developer portal, how you can implement some of those patterns. But to be really clear, you can pick any other portal. It could be your homemade portal. Even if I don't recommend going this way because it could be nice, but if the developers building this portal leave the company, you will have some problems. But yeah, if you're using Backstage, which is more a framework to build a portal rather than where Port is already a full-blown product, or some of the competition that I won't name, but everything that I will show you, it can be used in any portal. Okay. Um, in the source, oh yeah, in the source is about collaboration. Yes, let me see. Yeah. Let me do some demos and then I will cover a little bit of something else. I still have some time. Yes. Let me go. So first of thing, so that is Port. Okay, we are an internal developer portal, and again, what we implement is making sure that you can get different data sources and bring them together into one well-defined domain model, which makes sense for your platform. Okay, so we can connect a Jira project with Kubernetes deployment and connect that also with your PagerDuty instance, for instance. Based on all the information that you ingest, you can create scorecards. And that is one of the patterns that we mentioned. Hey, I want to contribute to a new project, but I'm not sure which one I could contribute to. So I could have some scorecards, and for each project, I can see, hey, PR metrics, code quality, doc maturity, security maturity. There are different tiers here, and depending, hey, I'm maybe really good at code quality, and I see that the admin project needs that. Okay, so I know that I could start contributing to the admin project. And that brings me to the second part, Okay, the onboarding. How can I quickly start contributing? Imagine I need to develop a new library for this project. And I need some resources. I need a new GitHub repo, but I want to be sure that I follow the guidelines of my platform team. And this is where the self-service come into action. So imagine I'm scaffolding a new service to contribute to the admin project. I just go here to my portal and I say, okay, I can start a new project. My helper project, anything, something like that. I'm part of the backend team. Okay, so here already we streamline. We will be owning this code. Which domain? I will be in the payment domain, and then look, this is interesting. I can choose my language. Node, no. I'm a Java developer. I choose for Java. And then, yeah, which version? If I was doing that myself, I could probably go for Java 24 because I am on the edge and I want to use the latest. But no, here my platform team can streamline exactly what they want me to use. So I have to choose between Java 17 or Java 21. Okay, and probably I will need to deploy my workload at some point. AWS, Azure, GCP. It could be also on premise. Let's go for Azure, anything like that. Okay, and then I can just choose anything I want. It will be experimental because I'm contributing. Maybe it will make it to production, and I just execute that, and that will streamline the whole process for me. And you could imagine exactly the same thing for the CI/CD part. Okay. Um, Again, I don't want to spend too much time because I'm a developer advocate. And I love port. I love my product, but this talk is not about port. But give it a try. Just my 10 seconds promotion. Give it a try. You can get a free account, no credit card ask, and well, it's really a nice product. That's why I joined the company, and in my sense, it made completely sense with the inner source strategy of using port because yeah, you can implement most of the patterns that you see on the InnerSource common website. You can implement them with that. Of course, that's not enough. You also need an internal developer platform. That is another topic. Let me conclude. No, is that yes? That's the right one. Sorry, because I've got another presentation this afternoon about another topic about MCP. Oh, we can mention quickly MCP maybe later. But anyway, I want to finish on this. Inner source is about collaboration. Okay, open source is about collaboration. That's the most important thing. Okay, you start a project and you get contribution. You collaborate on code. Now we have a new vector of collaboration. Let's face it, generative AI is there, and it was fun 2 years ago. We were all playing around with it, but now it's a real thing. It's really everywhere. It's infused everywhere, not only as chatbots, but it also infused our development environments, our code. Um, but that's the thing. Uh, InnerSource can live also with this new collaborator. I start contributing to a project, okay, and I can have as pair programmer an LLM helping me. Maybe this LLM is connected also to my platform. And that is where MCP makes sense, okay? Basically, my platform has the whole overview of my organization, of my different guidelines, my different tools that I'm allowed to use, the prompts, the LLMs that I'm allowed to use. And he can help me while I'm contributing to a project, okay? Um, I got here a code from my CEO. It's the first time I do that, putting a code from my CEO, but it makes totally sense. It's really funny because internal developer portals for it's a portal, so you imagine that you will stay on the portal. But since portals have all this knowledge about your organization, it makes sense to maybe inject all this knowledge inside your developer environment. And MCP make that possible. Okay, so basically they expose the whole tools that your platform can do, and you can inject that into your IDE. I just go here. That is Cursor. I'm currently working on a small open source project about MCP, but it's unrelated. And I connected my IDE with my portal, with my MCP server portal. And the great thing is here, I can ask him any question to, it's like a co-programmer. I say, hey, can you help me defining a new blueprint? Or how should I implement a self-service action to make it easy for my users to consume these services? And it's pretty impressive stuff. So give it a try. If you're interested about MCP, I'm giving a talk this afternoon, but at Devox Poland. It will be recorded. There's a recording of Devox UK that you can watch. Okay. And yeah, I think I'm almost there. Let me see. I don't even no, I don't have any other slides. That was it for me. Hopefully there are some questions. If there are no questions, no problem. We can follow up later on Slack. But yeah, it's thank you all. I hope you enjoy it and that you yeah, that I trigger some ideas and some reflection. That's the most important thing for me.